Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. Of course, we've got a lot of people on today, so I'm gonna start with the black guy in the corner and go along your screen.
You, right?
Go along your screen up to the guy you know up in the upper corner. So, all right, I'm Xenodamus, and we're here with
Q.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh
my god!
I thought he was gonna say more, and then I didn't see Mark pointing at me. I'm Rachel.
Her name is Rachel Nelson. You might know her as Ray Bay Cosplay.
He got my name right this time. Last time he said Anderson, and we've been married for
It's
a while.
been a while. I'm Evan Nelson. I'm married to the crazy person next to me.
I'm not the black guy's married to.
And he's also not next to me.
Yeah.
He's sort of next to me.
Oh.
If you're not really there, then we photoshopped you in. Yeah. Little did you know that the Asian is not really here.
All right, and
I'm
then
a hologram.
and then on Skype we have. All right, man, these intros. I think they get worse. I mean,
They're charming.
You invited
All
me
right,
on
guys.
the show. I don't know why you thought.
We invited Evan. He brought
yeah.
me.
Fair.
We don't
You're
have
the-
a huge.
You're the face.
Huge number of things to talk about today. We
Really, I'm here. I can talk about anything.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, we could talk. We could talk. As far as topics for the week, we don't have a lot. It's been Thanksgiving week. It's a holiday week, so a little short. We pulled in the crew after playing some Cyberpunk this past week, and so we're gonna do a review on that. That will be on another video. What are you?
I'm saying Blood X played, and we kind of observed his awesomeness.
Hey, no.
No.
Like, I'm now a Hitman fan, and I don't even.
Blood-Axe just chilled until the right moment. Then he just threw out stuff that completely just changed the entire direction of things.
And I just did everything
I changed the face of Shadowrun with what he did in Cyberpunk. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
I just did everything I did everything I could to confuse Mark.
Yeah.
I think he tried to upset everyone at the table. I don't know if he succeeded.
I did not.
We just decided after you left that you needed more coffee.
I always need more coffee.
We're still trying to figure out
Therapy. You can never have enough.
But all right.
I just want to be cool.
Sorry, the Hitman took that from all of us. None of us got to be cool.
Yeah.
I will say her character was probably
I did like her character.
my second favorite of the group. So, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that some more with the Cyberpunk Red review that we have. Like I said, check our YouTube channel for that video later this week. All right, so let's since we're talking about Cyberpunk, let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077. As there's been,
when's it coming out now?
Yeah, it's look, they actually had to go to their investors and be like, no, it's coming out December. We promise this time for real.
But didn't they already
the last couple
promise?
times.
Well,
So
like the day before,
for reals, and
I'm just waiting for that meme to become true where they just post up
kidding,
like,
guys.
yeah,
We've never actually
Cyberpunk
worked on
77 never existed. We were just making excuses to hang out with Keanu Reeves.
so I mean, everybody fears what the big yellow text
you
box.
have to read what it says under it. That shouldn't be you.
Oh.
What the hell are y'all doing?
Don't worry about it. Let's just say that people have put out some Cyberpunk 2077 already, apparently.
Oh, okay.
There was a cute little Asian girl. She had like this thing going on her face, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's me!" It was
She did not read what it said
was,
under it, and it said it was a porn parody. And I'm just like, that's you? You might want to...
Cyberpunk 2077 inches.
That's not what it's called. That's what it should be called. Either that or the Mr. Stud.
Come
all
on,
night,
dude.
every night, and they'll never know. That's a literal cybernetics in the game.
I mean, nobody ever would have guessed anything other than there being porn, though.
Yeah,
You know?
Rule 34.
Yeah.
Like the porn usually comes out simultaneous to the thing itself.
I'm sure there's been Cyberpunk
Then they got
porns
tricked by the date
before
pushback, so now it's out
before
early.
the
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the aesthetic started in what, like 80?
yeah. But I mean, hell, when they did that teaser trailer for Cyberpunk, what, 4 years ago, that was just a chick with blades in her arms fighting the
Yes,
the
she is
cops
out
or
there.
whatever.
Yes, I have seen it.
I mean, they the
Doesn't
next
exist.
day there was porn for that, so
I mean, the first thing I remember hearing at all about this game was that you were going to be able to customize your genitals, which I don't even know if it's true or not.
yeah,
I
no,
just
that's
remember hearing it.
100% true.
That's what's delaying the game, man.
Yeah.
They're trying-
Especially my genitals.
I mean, you know how hard it is to program in the curve, but not have to alter all the sub mechanics to go with it.
Well, you
But some
should be
people
able-
have the curve.
you should be able to customize the amount of yaw.
Don't forget the sideways curve, like those are out
Yeah,
there.
the hook,
Yeah. I had a cuz, man. He had the sideways hook. I was always like, that is going to be weird when you grow up and have to explain that to women that have never seen one like that before. They're going to be like, is something wrong? No, they just
Yeah, but
sometimes
you'll
go-
like it.
They sometimes go sideways.
Move that mic a little closer to Rachel. You are coming through plenty loud.
She doesn't have anything to say about y'all. I don't blame her. This isn't really her topic.
Well,
Well, no,
it would all be very personal.
Evan's voice carries to the mic very well. All right, so
Why, thank you.
Mine's just pitchy.
all right, so
So about the game, actually, let's get back.
you know what I didn't do? I did
We
not.
have mentioned Port
Where
and
are
Shadowrun
you?
already in Cyberpunk.
I just realized I did not add my E. Oh, that's not the right
That's
key
the
on there.
dice.
Trust me, no one missed you. I never noticed he was gone, did you?
No,
Mm.
I did.
You are not as good a liar as you think.
you also don't count.
Hey, that's probably...
Love you.
It's like, we're trying to be PC. It's 2020. You can't say that about a minority. I can. You don't count.
I'm technically a minority.
I mean,
There I am.
there's... No, there's 3 of y'all on here.
All right.
Right now, y'all still are the
Be up here
majority
for now.
by, like,
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't count the subsections of white.
we don't. No one cares.
I was about to say, this is America. You're just white.
Oh, this is America.
I mean, when you get into that, I can be like, well, I'm actually like 15% Blackfoot Indian. Now they're like, you're black.
Live
25%
editing here.
Jewish.
All
No,
right.
You're black. We're trying to cover for you. We're trying
Yeah.
to keep you entertained while you click and try to get your face on camera.
I know, right? All right, guys. So, oops, that Cyberpunk 2077 trailer. So, you had sent me a thing about the Stadia trailer leak. Apparently, it wasn't Stadia. It was an actual trailer that leaked that was sent to all the different companies. So, anyway, that happened.
Lukewarm
as,
reception.
as well as a bunch of other data leaks from Cyberpunk. Basically, file size stuff. Apparently, like on the consoles, it's about 72 gigabytes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to have to delete some games.
I was just thinking- I was
I'm gonna have to
just
put it on my
thinking that-
PC. That answers that
that's,
question. You want to know Blood Axe? Yes, I'll be downloading it on my PC.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna get it on the
I
PC.
have an Xbox S. I can't download it
Yeah.
on there. I'd have to delete Gears and Borderlands 3.
I mean, and I'm assuming usually PC file sizes are a little bigger than the
I
game
got plenty of room on
console.
PC.
So
It could be
Yeah,
200
but
gig and I'm fine.
a chance in hell that's gonna fit on
But
my
when
PlayStation.
DLC and patches start hitting, yeah. No, not if you don't. Well, I don't know. Depends
I mean,
on
we
which
have a
PlayStation you have.
terabyte of memory on the Xbox, but
You don't want to play it on the Xbox. The
no,
Xbox
I
is
want to
so.
play it on the PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
mods, man, mods.
yeah, I mean, as far as when it comes to that type of game, I usually am gonna go for PC just because of mods and the fact that it's I pretty much only do fighter games on console. So
Well, it's also those custom patches because if they don't fix it, then the community will fix it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's great about.
well, and the
PC.
community will even add content, so it actually gives you more. You'll get more out of it too in the long
Oh
run.
my god, the furries are gonna add animal penises.
I'm
Duh.
sorry. I was actually thinking balloon animal penises.
I am not downloading that mod. I'm not saying I'm downloading that one either. But no, like on a serious note, though, and I'd like to. This is a good one. I'd like to talk about is that I noticed they talked about the lukewarm reception. The one thing that I think all the delays have done, and y'all can tell what you think, is it has burned the hype
Oh,
like
for
I have
sure.
now got to the point to where I don't even look up or watch anything about Cyberpunk anymore. The only thing I want to see is Cyberpunk is out. That's all I want to see now.
Yeah, and I think we're not even gonna get it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, we are.
Are we?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get it when it comes out.
Okay. I thought
but
we
not
wait a
before.
little
No
bit.
pre-order. I'm not pre-order.
Yeah, no, we're not pre-ordering it.
Oh yeah, I don't pre-order anything.
But like, imagine this would normally be a big thing. Oh, there's leaks. I don't even want to go look at them. I just don't care.
They're
There's
delayed it
so
too many
many.
times. Well, and here's the thing: like leaks in general now aren't a real thing anymore because most of the companies that run gaming stuff understand that like they can release news as leaks, and it makes people more excited because they feel like they're seeing something
They're not
they
supposed
shouldn't
to.
see. So, like, oops, we leaked this. Nah, probably not. But also we know enough about this game now that we don't need any more leaks. We just need you to leak the damn
Just
game.
need to release the game.
No, I definitely I see where you're coming from there. I mean, it is got to the point where it was just like I was talking to I think Gwen yesterday about there's like 50 hours of gameplay of this game on YouTube. So
It's not even
because
out.
I keep doing these 2-hour segments
Yeah.
of every little thing on the game, it's just like I just want to play the game. I'm not watching any of that. I mean, if I watch all that, then why do I even play the game?
Yeah, it kind of makes me worry about this turning into another No Man's Sky.
Don't no.
Oh no. That I heard it got a lot better, but it took a while.
I've heard
to
it's
get
gotten
there.
better, but like that's another one of those games that like, man, there was so much hype for so long, and then it came out, and it's like, what the?
I
fuck is
actually
this?
enjoy playing No Man's Sky now.
I was shocked with all's in it. I watched the video. It's way better now, but the problem is that I'm one of those people that once the
if the game
once the
is
mood's
not,
passed.
yeah, and like
Yeah,
your
for
game
sure.
should be that like the way that you feel about it now should be how you felt
Yeah,
about it when
yeah.
it came out. Like
It was just like when they came out with the whole thing where they were like, Hello Games says they're coming out with another big game, and it's just like, yeah, no one is gonna care until that is out.
I'll
Yeah.
check it out a year after release. So when y'all got the whole game out.
Well, when especially with Cyberpunk, my first thought was like, well, I'm gonna wait until it actually comes out, and then I'm gonna take at least a week off of work. And that's going to be what I do
Dude,
for
vacation.
a
I
week.
can't not they screwed me because it's too late to take time off around the holidays.
Oh yeah, but guess what? Like holiday schmolidays. That's the start of the new year for my vacation.
The vacation I'm on right now that ends today is the vacation I took for Cyberpunk.
You were one of those, huh?
Yeah, I took off that from Thursday all the way till after Thanksgiving, and
I've got enough clout where I work to where I can just be like, I'm not gonna be here.
no, I'm
not gonna be able
I'm
to-"
probably going to take off that Thursday and Friday that a game comes out, but that's it. I'm not, because that's what, 2 weeks away, a week away.
we'll see.
I'm a slow burn
think.
it anyway because I don't expect it to come out perfect. Even though they tried
No.
so hard to be perfect. So I figure I'll play it when on my free time and just it's an RPG. Unlike some games where you're gonna really got it, it's like I can slow burn it. So I figure I won't get a lot of sleep.
Well, the reason why I want to take off is just because I figure we'll talk about it here on the show after it comes out. Did it get anywhere near the hype?
Rachel can attest to this. Like when Fallout 4
I'm
came
not going to
out-
see him for a week.
Well, you'll see me. My physical presence will be there, but I won't be with you.
Yeah.
Like
He won't acknowledge your physical.
I'm
presence.
going. I'm going to live in that world unless it's terrible.
I know Fallout 4. I took a month off for Fallout 4, man.
Oh,
Well, I had a 3-week sabbatical from my work that I had to take anyway, and it
Oh,
was just
yeah.
like, oh well, I'm gonna take it around the time this game releases then.
And then I'm also going to take a week worth of
And then I was like,
vacation.
oh, and it's around the holidays, so I'm gonna take an extra week off.
Elder
to fill
Scrolls
out
is
that
that
week.
for me.
I
Not,
did
not
this.
Fallout.
I did the same thing with Skyrim, but that was before I met Rachel.
But you could spend a week on Skyrim in one village just doing
just screwing around.
Like to put an example, I realized last time I played Skyrim that I never explored the western part of the map. That's how big that game is. I had played in the Whiterun area and the eastern side of the map so much that I suddenly realized, wait, there's a quest in this city that I never visited on the west. Like that's how big that game is. You could play 100 hours and you never went west.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, RPGs. Evan and I just I'm going to have to wait till he's done playing Cyberpunk before I can play Cyberpunk.
Y'all don't have two computers?
No.
Oh.
We just bought a gaming PC.
Yeah.
So she could play games with her brother.
And but also Evan and I play RPGs very differently.
I cannot watch her play RPGs. It's so inefficient.
Look, dude, I can't.
Everyone plays differently.
People play video games. Like it kills me watching anybody play.
I can watch her play Overwatch because I can make fun of how bad she is.
I'm not bad at Overwatch. I don't know why you keep giving me shit.
There's video evidence of you being bad at Overwatch.
There's also video evidence of me being amazing at Overwatch. So shut the fuck up.
But
y'all gotta come on the show more often. I'm saying, you know.
You gotta invite us more often.
Open invitation, motherfucker.
They just so like the best example I can give is Pokemon. Rachel and I, like, one of the things we've done our whole relationship is we'll just play Pokemon together because it's nice and chill and relax. And I'm like doing all the advanced training stuff, and I put
like EV training shit.
And half the time I put into the game making the super overpowered team. Rachel's not even gotten past the second city because she's petting her Pokemon.
Literally, we are playing Heart and Gold and Soul Silver. Well, I'm playing Heart and Gold. He has moved on to the next games, but I have 110 hours and I still have not beat the Elite Four. Like I'm there. I'm at the Indigo Plateau, but I also, like, I feel bad about having HM slaves, so, like, after I got past, like, the waterfall and whirlpools and everything to get there, I then flew back, and I felt bad about using my Gyarados, so I took him to go get a haircut, and I care about my Pokemon, okay? They all have nicknames.
It's horrible.
Wow.
It's so horrible.
I love my Pokemon.
So basically, she's playing like Pokemon Go, and you're playing like Pokemon Death Battle.
Yes. Well, it's much more like Rachel's just emotional, and I'm not.
I am. I also have a naming system for every like game that I play. So like the next game, they're all going to be named after like Disney characters or whatever. Like my Glaceon's going to be Elsa. Like right now, they're all named after food. So my Skarmory is named Rotisserie.
Be careful. Nintendo. Disney will still try to claim anything you post just for those days.
Well, I also don't stream Pokemon because it's on my DS. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, as we have the news article up, and you see in the corner there the TikTok star Pokey Princess sued by Nintendo. You know,
it's because she's using their name.
I know, and she's also
advertising their product.
So
that's also advertising their product.
I'm going to say this. This is something that annoys the ever-living crap out of me in gaming in general.
Uh-oh.
Private accounts...
What grinds your gears?
Well, this is what really grinds my gears. Private accounts, that aren't connected to the internet. I understand, like, you can't have, like, screen names or things that are inappropriate because, you don't control who you come across. Like, you don't want a kid being like, hey, Mom, this guy's name is Cunt Monster. What's that mean?
Yeah.
But in games where I'm just like dicking around myself, it's a closed game, I want to be able to name my chickens in Harvest Moon weird shit.
Yeah.
You already did. Okay,
that's not the right example.
No.
If you're playing offline, you should be able to name your chicken Cumwad if you want.
His name was Cluckled. And I stand by it. Hugh's face.
That's not how you play Harvest Moon. All right, let's just.
But in general, like there'll just be it was Red Dead Redemption 2 where I was playing story mode, and I wanted to name my horse something silly, and it was like it was like titties, and it was like no, that's inappropriate.
It's like
a horse.
The horse. It's Red Dead Redemption. Like you can't name your horse titties.
But I can take a woman out into the middle of the woods and tie her up and leave her.
Yeah,
or tie her to train tracks. That was like a part of one of the challenges.
Yeah, you had to leave 3 people on the train tracks.
Rachel saw me do that the other day.
Sure did. I cannot watch him play Red Dead if bounty hunters are after him because they have dogs and he will kill the dogs, and I can't do it. I yelled at him when he was playing Grand Theft Auto, and he launched a tank into a family picnic, then jumped out of the tank and started punching people, and then the dog came up. I said, Evan, if you punch that dog.
I did.
Hey, they're better than The Last of Us 2 that not only makes you kill the dog, but they give you the dog's effing backstory. And then they let you play fetch with it as the other character before you kill the dog. That's messed up, man.
I felt bad. I took my Gyarados to get a haircut because I felt bad that I used him, okay? I can't.
At least you're actually playing that game and doing the story and stuff. My brother was telling me about how he's been playing it, and his biggest thing is he plays poker
Poker simulator.
I know your brother. I'm not surprised. It's good. It means he's not losing real money.
Yeah, he watches the show, so yeah, I'm calling you out, bro. Yeah, he was bitching about the players in the game because you do it if you're doing it online.
You can play poker,
you're playing
with,
poker
other
with other people, and then being shit at playing poker.
Wait, he's playing poker
with
other people
and I was
online.
Like, all right.
I was like, there's services that are specific for poker.
Yeah, but also like that does. So at least the online is a much smaller amount of money that you're playing with.
Yeah.
Look, I'm probably not the best advocate because I just talked about how I play Pokemon, but I understand getting obsessed with mini games in Pokemon. I played like 20 hours just of the little now I was trying to get him a Dratini, but I do hate that game.
Like he tried to get me to pay
out on it.
the $50 for that freaking game so I could play poker with him.
Oh my god!
No.
And I was like, no, man, no.
You can play poker for free.
No, and I will say that you want to talk
come
about
over.
a game,
I got a deck of cards.
a game that is a masterpiece. That game is so beautiful. It's so fun. There's so much to it. Like you were like the main characters really like. It's got some depth to it. It's an amazing game. But my god. Just the amount of hours you can sink into doing nothing.
Well, I mean, that's most of those open world RPG and type games.
It started with Ocarina of Time. I remember Ocarina of Time will always be legendary to me because it was the first game that when I had a rough day in college, I would go fishing on Ocarina of Time and ride my horse. And just that's it. Like, I'm not doing a dungeon. I'm just like, I'm gonna ride a pony over here and I'm going to fish for a little while, maybe go swimming with the Zoras. And I found myself going, what the heck am I doing? Like, I am hanging out in a video game.
With a horse.
Q, I have very, very, very sad stories about my life with Ocarina of Time. Like, I get it.
It ain't a lot of time.
Look, dude.
You ever just go visit the Kokoro Village again just to suck in? Like, I need to go check in on them. I'm just going to go all the way back and be like, hey, guys.
Oh, do you actually want to hear the saddest of the sad stories?
Sure.
So when I was like, before I came into my own as a person, I was a real awkward early teenager. Like my ages 11 to 12 were real fucking awkward.
That's not teenage.
I had a huge, like a tween, early teen, whatever. I had a huge crush
my fucking God.
on the video game character Malon. That was the farm girl, and I probably spent like real human hours just on the horse riding around that farm, just like pretending she was my girlfriend in the game. And then it was like, I grew up a little bit and, like I got some friends and all that. And all of a sudden I think back and it's like, wow, like I didn't think that was weird at the time, but holy shit, that's like sad.
You must have loved the Majora's Mask, where the canonical ending is like Link stays with the doppelganger of Malon. That must have been. You're like, finally, my ship has come in.
No, because I was also that
ship.
sad person that like Link didn't exist to me. That was me.
Oh no, I'm not so weird.
And you have the balls to call me uncool.
Yeah, I was 11 or 12.
All right, so
but I should need to make that a topic. For random encounters, though, you need to have like your first video game girlfriend. That has got to be a topic.
Oh my God!
I had a crush, and it goes way back.
All right,
mine don't go way back.
I'm gonna take a guess. Final Fantasy VII, Aerith.
No, the person Aerith stole her theme song from, Rosa, Final Fantasy II.
Oh, even
it's the
crazier.
Same theme song. A lot of people did not remember that Rosa's theme is actually Aerith's theme. Aerith stole it.
Aerith is every time I talk to somebody, that was like their first video game crush was Aerith. From
to me, the only reason I liked her, she reminded me of Rosa because she had her theme song. Rosa was awesome.
Harvest Moon for the DS. Her name was Muffy.
You remember the name of people for that? Man, those are just like...
Oh, man, I remember everything.
Harvest Moon is my favorite video game. It's hoes and hoes.
It was all about
my
farm,
the greatest
man.
Thing.
Like, those heifers just wanted my
That's
farm.
what it is.
Those
it's a
lazy
farming
heifers
and
just
a
wanted
dating
my
simulator.
farm. I worked hard on that farm. They don't deserve nothing on my farm. You ain't out there planting plants and taking care of animals. You don't need none of mine.
They're making babies for you. Q.
Yeah, Teddy, it's
They
getting weird
want
in
my
here.
farm. Yeah, like I was a weird miser. I was a Scrooge of Harvest Moon.
If you go after like potpourri or something, like she used to raise chickens, she probably not potpourri because she just wanted a boyfriend.
They're lazy.
But like in the DS version, like Cecilia, she would actually take care of your crops. Like she is a farm girl. Anyway.
This is all.
I didn't have that version, so I
So we're
just
supposed to be
thought
talking
they were
about
awesome.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
So Cyberpunk was really cool. Want to play Shadowrun?
So last part of the Cyberpunk 2077 news is MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries dev delays Steam release to avoid Cyberpunk. Yes, another game announced a delay because of Cyberpunk.
So Cyberpunk is delaying the entire gaming industry. They're just ruining it for everybody.
I don't know what's happened with MechWarrior because the last time I played MechWarrior was MechWarrior 2, but I don't even know what kind of games they are anymore besides literal MechWarrior.
Me and Blood actually used to play MechWarrior a lot, but it was 2? Like we were way back, I think, on 2 also, weren't we? Oh, that shows you how long it's been. I don't even know which one it was.
But all right. Let's about this. Let's have somebody roll us a die.
I got it.
Oh my god.
17.
17. What's that? What'd you say?
She rolled 17. She didn't get the crazy.
I don't care. I just want to roll the dice.
Yeah, 17 is Q's reckless speculation.
Oh,
Lord.
all right. Upcoming film. Wonder Woman.
All right.
My current belief on the new Wonder Woman movie, the 1980, is that
84.
84
Thank you.
is that this movie is going to be an epic fail. I believe that with the current DC, the way DC is now, there's no way they could win because their story, unfortunately, has Wonder Woman pining. This is not spoilers because, this is from the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
For her, lost love and then giving up her powers to bring him back. And I firmly believe that this is going to just fall on its face because, one, nobody wants to see Wonder Woman pining for anybody or losing her powers. And two, DC's been trying too hard to be, let's just say, different. They've been trying to be modern.
But you shouldn't be different. Just put the characters and make them right.
And that's why it's going to fall on his face. Because you can't be female empowerment and also have your character go, I miss my one dude I ever met and slept with.
For real, when I first saw the first Wonder Woman, everyone was hailing it as this, achievement of femininity, and I was just kind of really? Because the whole movie is Wonder Woman having men explain things to her.
And boning the first dude she met.
Right? It's kind of not really that good along those lines.
I'm still going to go see it because I think Gal Gadot is hot.
Oh my God, yes.
Fuck.
Yes.
But I'm just very sad because I love Wonder Woman.
It's going to be.
DC doesn't have really a great track record. I think the reason why
cinematically,
I think the reason why the first Wonder Woman movie got as much hype as it did is because out of what DC was releasing,
it was the best.
It was the best.
Definitely, comparatively,
Gal Gadot is awesome.
It was the bacon on a turd sandwich.
Anybody else would not have sold it, what Gal Gadot did.
I just hate it was enjoyable until the very end, and then they just bitched out her literal main villain.
Yeah, they threw away one of the best DC bad guys for no reason.
Also, you probably shouldn't kill Hades, her recurring villain, immediately.
Ares,
excuse me.
I will say that's one of the big things about movies in general when it comes to comic book movies is you have that you never get as much of the villain as you do in the comics, So they're all throwaway. It's we've got to end this villain. Now, Marvel's gotten a little smarter with it by imprisoning them so they can escape.
Yeah, but they threw away Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
No, they
don't,
did.
don't even get me started on how disappointing I
There's
found
no
Ultron.
Ultron by his very nature is not dead.
Well,
They did not get every
I
copy of
highly doubt
Ultron.
they're going to bring him
They
back.
strongly hinted that they didn't. That's the way Ultron works, though. Also, it doesn't matter. Hank Pym's still alive. That dumbass keeps rebuilding him. He's a friggin' idiot. So it's like,
Yeah, that's
Ultron's not
fair.
a problem. Other people are genuinely dead. Ultron's the one villain that you just go, oh, look, somebody's Game Boy had Ultron on it, and there you go, you're done. He was in the arm that he gave the dude, the adamantium. Claw's dead, his arm's gonna crawl off. I mean, it's Ultron.
I'm just going to toss this out here as a very avid comic book person. I kind of feel like people probably felt about Westerns when the 80s started, where it kind of takes a lot for me to want to go see a comic book movie now, just because there's so much. It was so much for so long that, like, Spider-Man is my favorite comic book character. I own every Spider-Man comic ever made. I cannot, like, I waited for Homecoming until, like, it was streaming free somewhere,
Yeah.
you know, like, I'm legitimately at the point where it's like, I see a new comic book movie coming out, especially DC, just because DC, the aesthetic of the DC universe doesn't work cinematically outside of Batman. And that's because you can give it the grimy New York City vibe. But in general, DC Comics is very campy, and it works for the comics.
The cornier of the comic.
And it
still love DC
doesn't
Comics.
work really well,
I mean,
cinematically.
Even their street level heroes are just stupid. Like, I mean, even Batman's kind of
But,
corny
like,
compared to Spider-Man.
Compared-
Spider-Man doesn't have spider legs dangling off his costume. And,
I mean, the
you know,
comics
and he
are-
wears a full mask like you should.
The comics are starting to fail now too, though. It's not just an issue
That's
with the
okay. That's a
movie
whole
industry.
different thing, but that's
Yeah,
because
but-
they're trying to like
The
pander to an audience that doesn't even buy comics.
Well, no, it's more that comic books go cyclically. Like, comic books was being propped up by movies for a long time, and they were kind of being a factory of ideas where, you know, like, because around in the 90s when we had the comic book boom and bust, almost all the big comic book businesses, they went under, and they went under because of the comic book boom. And this was like the cultural revolution, and people were realizing, like, oh, this stuff's really cool. But this is something I could talk about forever. The secondary markets on everything right now have gone so insane that you can't even do things like collect a comic book you like, because the values are inflated to these points that, you know, like, you've got a few dudes who went out and said, you know, before Wolverine had a big screen debut, you could buy a copy of Hulk 181 for about $200. And there's a absolute massive amount of those books out there. It was an 80s comic. They made a ton of them. And now go look up how much a decent example of that book is. It's like $2,000-$3,000.
Yeah,
And
because that's back when it was good. As it gets worse, the old ones.
You know, that
but my
doesn't
finale.
that doesn't bother me anymore, though, because I will say, I know a lot of people hate digital comics. I've never been one to worry about collecting that stuff. I was always in it for the story anyway, and I can get all the old comics, you know, because they converted most of the old comics over digitally.
yeah.
So if I want to read that, I don't have to pay $2,000. I can
Yeah, for
get it
sure.
online. So.
I definitely am more of the like. Evan is definitely the collector of comics between the two of us. Like, he bought me the like Spider-Verse trades, like the giant trades, so that because I want to read them. Like,
yeah, we're not going to go flipping
we're not gonna-
through my comic books from
Yeah,
the
no.
1960s.
I buy comics for cover art. I read
I have
comics
so
online.
many Harley Quinn comics
Or I buy
because the
trades.
cover art.
If I'm getting to read, I just get
Trades,
the trade.
yeah.
Or yeah, the trades. Oh, I love trades. Trades are great.
But I believe DC is about done. Like, Aquaman 2 is going to be a trash fire.
I didn't
They're
first
talking
one was
about
bad.
doing
I
a
didn't
separate
even
Mira
see the first
movie,
one.
which is, one, incredibly dumb given all the controversy out there. Two, the least interesting character to get their own movie. I'm like,
Hey, whoa. She's not the worst, okay? In the universe, she is kind of like the
I'm
cinematic
saying, like,
universe.
in the cinematic universe,
yeah,
she was a character that was like,
but
I've seen Aquaman. She had no distinguishing characteristics that stood out or made her even slightly interesting.
Let's not
I'd
forget.
rather see friggin' Captain Marvel 2. And I hate Captain Marvel.
Oh
But
my
at
God,
least-
That
right
movie
there
was
with
So
so
at
you.
least I
bad.
get a Super Saiyan. I don't get somebody who doesn't have any powers really except like being
just-
dumb.
you just need to
I eat
remember
roses.
that in the name of making content to keep licensing rights up, they almost made an Aunt May movie. So
I'd rather see that.
yeah, I kind of would too.
Because Aunt May, you would get to see a normal person surrounded by the superhero world. In Mirror, you get the fish out of water story poorly acted out.
Yeah,
I remember Mermaid, saw it as a kid. I don't need it done poorly with a bad actress. You know what I'm saying? That's all it was. She was like, "Oh, is this some food? I'm gonna eat this flower."
It made me very sad. So like, I still have not worn my Mira cosplay just because I got it before Aquaman was like even announced, and then I didn't have her crown, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just wait to get that because it's not really gonna matter. Like, no one really cares about Mira anyway. And then Aquaman got announced, and I was like, fuck, now if I do it, it's just like, oh, it's because she's gonna like Aquaman. And I'm like, no. And it makes me so frustrated because I love Harley Quinn. I've got a Harley Quinn, like, original diamond tattooed on me. And then Suicide Squad came out, and it's very frustrating to love Harley Quinn right now.
I don't know about Suicide Squad, but the immaculate
animated
emancipication of one Harley Quinzel was not a good movie.
Oh, you want to hear a nerd rant? That name, that name of that character makes me want to absolutely strangle comic book writers everywhere. You have a character, Harley Quinn, and you can't come up with a better name for Harley Quinn than her alter ego being Harleen Quinzel.
Fuck off. Okay, no. Her name is Harleen because the original voice actress from the show, the Batman the Animated Series, her name is Harleen. She is named after the actress.
Right. Was her pet ferret named Quinzel?
No, but that's just DC.
You could have named her Harleen and I would have been fine. It's the Quinzel you add to it that's so fucking retarded. Like, it's so stupid.
Okay, look, they have Pamela Isley as Poison Ivy, okay?
I will
defend Harleen.
This is against all of DC's character writing. I get it. Marvel loves alliteration. Peter Parker. But like, the names of their characters are like, they basically named them to grow up to become supervillains.
There are several of them. I mean, Joker's real name wasn't Joe Kurtz. You know, they didn't just like Harley Quinzel. They just went straight in.
Somebody probably pitched that idea, which is sad to me. In DC, like, what are we gonna name his alter ego? He tells jokes and he gets joke hurt.
And then. Oh, you were talking about the like Birds of Prey movie. I'm so mad. I didn't even see it. I refused. I didn't see Suicide Squad.
The other characters.
No, okay, that's what
all the other Birds of Prey.
Cassandra Cain is my favorite Batgirl, and they made her this chubby little Asian nerd, and it fucking annoys me.
Oh, badass. She was
Cassandra Cain is the best Batgirl. She's the Batgirl that got Batgirl her own comic.
She's like a super ninja.
Yes, she was raised by
Rachel sees too much of herself.
I don't know why I know this either. I told you, I just absorb information.
Rachel sees too much of herself in the Birds of Prey.
You talk
about. I am cooler than the Birds of Prey, Cassandra Cain.
You talk about DC names and all
they
I
made
can
her
think
black.
of.
Those bastards made Black Canary black. That's
I don't give a fuck about that. Whatever.
Martha.
What is that line from Harvey Birdman? He's like, why do we call you Black Lady? Why do we call you Whitefish?
Oh yeah, the
I love their great their great thing is her name's Black Canary. She obviously needs to be black, and I'm like, you're supposed to be the inclusive crowd, and you looked at Black Canary and said, let's make her black.
I wanted to be Super Bowl. Aquaman came up and said, why don't we call you Black Lightning? And I said, Black Lightning, why don't we call you Whitefish?
That's what I'm gonna call Aquaman from now on.
All right,
I love that show. Oh my god, if you haven't seen Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, it's on HBO Max. It's so good.
So let's see.
Dangly parts.
Further, we have BioWare and Ubisoft veterans create Yellow Brick Games. So just another.
Did you say Ubis? Oh,
yeah, another veteran developers leaving the big corp gaming and creating a new studio. I don't know, dude. Like I sort of. So this is one of those things where it's a love-hate situation because we get a lot of really good games from these types of spin-offs.
It'll be Epic exclusive. It'll be Epic exclusive.
Because I mean, you got to think these are the people from the Dragon Age franchise and all that, and those games when Ubisoft and BioWare first put them out. The first games were awesome.
Oh, Origins? Yeah, Dragon Age Origins was good.
Didn't BioWare do BioShock, or was that somebody else?
They
they only did Mass Effect and they did Dragon Age.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Which the first Mass Effect was the best one too. They always start off so strong. And
and that's sort of my thing. That's the thing. So you get these companies, you get these starters, and they get these awesome games out. You know, BioWare becomes bigger, Ubisoft becomes bigger, and it's like, why can't you just keep making good games?
I can answer that question.
Corporates,
Suits.
There it is.
You get Suits involved, and and a lot of that stuff.
But I mean, a suit should be able to look and go, man, these games keep losing steam whenever we try to do certain things.
Think about it this way. Like, here's a real good example would be Silent Hill.
Okay.
Most people have these really fond memories of the Silent Hill games, and they're incredible games.
Yeah.
But Silent Hill was the brainchild of like one or two guys that had a lot of passion for what they were doing, and they were putting a lot of their creative juices into it. And when you get into the nitty gritty of things like that, people can run out of steam for one thing.
Well, yeah.
And then they pass it off to someone else, and that person's going to make their view of it, and usually that's when it turns to crap. And also, when you start talking in terms of, like, a good example, even though I know she's like problematic and crazy now, you read up on like what J.K. Rowling was going through when she was writing Harry Potter, where, you know, she was trying to put out something, and she had deadlines she had to meet for like the first few books, so she wasn't feeling she could get, like, she had to get to a point in her career where she could be the person to say, nah, fuck off, we're gonna renegotiate this, and I'm gonna take the time I need to write what I want to write and how I need to write it. And like, when you're the little guy in the corporate world who's trying to deal with the person pushing things at you, like deadlines, or even to certain extents, like, just from a business perspective, because I do this so much, you'll have something new come onto the market, and you'll be working on a project, and everyone goes, ooh, we need to do that. Yeah. Like, well, they already did that. That's not how you innovate. But, you know, like
I said that. I mean, then that's my thing with this. Is it sad because, you know, you wish you could get some of these really good games with that AAA money behind them. But it's good because when you have things like this, you tend to have those projects of love, those passion projects that hit. And I mean, look, there's a lot of bad passion projects. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that what they come out is whatever comes out from the studio is going to be good. But there's a better chance of it being really good than something coming out of one of the major companies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for me, this has always been just a thought process of mine, is that unlimited money does not equal better creativity.
Yeah.
Like, creativity is really born from limitation. So you look at things like the Deadpool movie, and I've talked ad nauseum about how much I hate Deadpool the character, but like, that movie, I really enjoyed it. And you know what was a crowning feature of that movie? The people who were making it made it on a budget of like, 10% of what one of those movies normally gets made on.
Well, I mean, Deadpool in itself is sort of a fan-created character, because what originally was Deadpool is not what we got. Deadpool was a character that came out, and people just sort of played with him, and they did a little bit of this with him, they did a little bit of that with him, and the fans gravitated towards the things they liked, and they built on top of that. And the Marvel actually was one of those that actually said, oh, people are liking this. Forget about that. You know,
well, you have to do that with anything Rob Liefeld made.
So, no, Deadpool, like, if you go back through the history of Deadpool, it's a crap character.
Oh, it's a crap character that's like a super emo sad boy.
Yeah.
But that movie, like, the first movie is really good. Like, even if you don't like Deadpool, that movie's really good.
Yeah. But that's because I took all the things that people were having fun with Deadpool with.
You took a person, because Brian Reynolds was such a driving force behind that. You took a person who understood that. You gave him enough resources without giving so much where it's like, oh, you know what we need to do? We need to add this crazy thing. We need more CGI explosions. We need to Michael Bay this thing. And you end up with a product at the end of the day that's better because you have to be creative in problem solving. You don't get to just throw money at the problem and say, make it go away. You have to figure out how to get from point A to point B without saying, well, we just throw another $10 million at it.
Once again, a passion project.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a project of love. So, all right. So, yeah, that was just sort of a short throw in there. And
those don't exist.
What's that?
Short throw-ins.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, we didn't talk about that very much.
That's true. Tangents,
look,
the podcast.
This is what we do, so it's fine. Let's see. This will get Q all riled up here. We got some
he was already. He saw it pulled up before we even started. He was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. So apparently, PlayStation slipped in a little bit of a filter on their Twitter app for PlayStation, where they don't allow you to post things that you are allowed to post on Twitter, such as vulgar language. You know, Twitter's rules and regulations have nothing against vulgar language, but apparently PlayStation decided, no, you're not doing that on our Twitter app. And so basically a guy posted up on Twitter where he had he took a screenshot or took a picture of his TV where he went and typed up a message and got a remove profanity to continue. Now, the funny thing is there's no profanity in the message.
I was just looking at that.
I'm literally looking for what string of things is put together that might be naughty.
My guess is probably torrent. The way that PlayStation has been with
like BitTorrent
is they're thinking more of the piracy type of torrent instead of the actual usage of the word.
The deluge of water.
Yeah.
That's
all right, enough from you people. Now look, motherfucking PlayStation. This is what's wrong with Sony.
We already had Q's rant.
Sony is going to do this. No, it doesn't have to be a long rant. I've already said this is going to happen. I said that Sony was going to be ridiculously more censored the more it goes on. And now it's not just censoring the games, it's censoring you. It's censoring you when you use it. Why do you people keep giving this thing your money? It's telling you what you can put on Twitter, and it's more strict than Twitter. Well, you know what Twitter's like, and it's more strict than Twitter.
I mean, if you go back a few months, we talked about the new policy, the terms of service that PlayStation had pushed that actually talked about them sniffing through your social media is in their terms of service.
I just saw the comments.
And banning you.
And this will use 30-minute rant about Sony.
I didn't even realize the comments were there. Oh, Chun-Li. Yeah, I love Chun-Li.
I'm not going to do a 30-minute just because I'm already right. I mean, I just thought it would take longer. I will admit that they did shock me. The dang thing just came out now already. Like, this is fast. I thought they'd at least sucker you in a little more because most people haven't got their PS5 yet. I thought they'd sell all the PS5s, then start screwing you up the tail.
Yeah, but that whole thing
they went in before you got through the door good, man. They caught you like halfway in the doorway.
There's a lot of righteous indignation about it, that all those people that are righteously indignified are going to go out and then buy PlayStations because they want to play with a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
You know, like, at a certain point, I'm a grown man, and I don't communicate with people that I play PlayStation with. Like, you can censor me all you want because I'm going to play my game by myself, you know? Like, but at the same time, like, I understand it's big brothery and ridiculous. And
well, it's only because you're not doing it yet. This is how they get this out. Is exactly your type of mentality.
But I'm not buying a PlayStation.
I probably won't say anything bad today. I want to play this game. I know what I'm saying. That's how people think. They think it's not today. But somewhere down the road, because what happens when they decide you can't say white, male? What happens when they decide you can't say something even more neutral? It's just going to keep going. It's not like they're going to stop. Nobody that gets this authoritarian stops at reasonable. They never stop at reasonable. They're going to keep going.
You solve that problem by not buying a PlayStation.
Yeah,
Well, obviously, I won't
no,
buy one.
I mean,
But the number of people that are going to buy it, and then a year or two from now, it just comes back up, and they're now banning you, saying, I didn't like this game. Like, and they're like, what? I can't even say I don't like this game just because it's a PlayStation exclusive. It's like, that's the natural evolution of you're giving absolute power to someone and expecting them to be nice with it.
I'm
And
just
that's dumb.
confused.
Yeah, I mean that's
because
a
they're
not a very
like-
smart way to look at things, but so like if you're wanting to talk like geopolitics,
No, I'm not trying to get full political.
but the good example is when you're saying like you're giving them that much power. The good news is it's pretty easy not to give them that much power by not paying for their products.
Yeah, but
I
people are
just
doing
don't
that.
Yeah, but
understand,
you can't control
like-
what people are gonna do. Like people in general do a lot of fucking stupid stuff all the time. Like
All I know is in the future we're gonna have an episode about the next thing they did, and I'll get to hit my next "I told you so." When people are like, "I can't believe PlayStation did that," and I'm gonna be like,
I just don't get what like. There's no point to it. Like,
it's
okay,
about
if you're
controlling
gonna,
the narrative around your own product.
but that's so stupid because it's literally only if you tweet through the PlayStation 5. Like, if like that thing came up and I tried to tweet and it was like, oh, profanity filter. I'm like, fuck that. I can tweet it on my phone. You can't censor Twitter. You can only censor
now
what
there's profanity
I
because you're mad
send
about that.
through.
Yeah.
And then you just get that. Like, there's no point to doing that.
"You're right," because that's the other thing too. There was a time that propaganda worked because
It still works.
Well, it worked a lot better because there was a time
it is
nobody-
alive and well.
Compared to this, though, like we know they're doing this. We wouldn't even know, like a while back. It would have been you didn't even know. It wouldn't have reached a large market.
Well, it would
to where
have been.
people
It
are
would
aware
have
of
been
it.
more of like a PlayStation conspiracy.
Yeah,
Hillary Clinton is monitoring PlayStations from a pizza shack.
Yeah, like it would be serious. But now it's like, hey guys, look what they're doing. I got pictures. So they're also getting caught. So I'm like, hey, you
just
gotta not
makes
do
no
that
sense
because
to
it's
me.
just gonna
Like-
get
Just
negative publicity.
in the internet age of everything, it's. I don't understand the desire of anyone to lie, and that's political, company. Like the second you say a lie, like we can pretty much like on the internet, we can find out what's true and what's not real quick. Like if you say a big enough lie, there's enough people with enough computer skills and stuff to know whether or not you're full of
Yeah,
shit.
but nobody knows who to believe, so it actually is working because
That's laziness.
Yeah.
People don't want to vet their
yeah,
sources. They
yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear. They want to hear what they want
when
to
you
hear.
gotta
and then
understand, dude,
repeat it.
half the people I talk to about things, all they ever read are the titles.
Oh yeah.
And the
Oh, I
titles are
hate-
worse. At least I will say, I've read several articles where it's like, yeah, no, the title is completely wrong, and they'll throw in there the correct details. In
People
the
So-
article.
sensationalize their titles to draw clicks.
But
all right, now here,
we have a society that tends to just read titles.
I get a bunch of bullshit arguments in my Facebook comments because I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook, and one of my favorite things to do is find like a very hot topic clickbait article that literally once you click on it, it literally just rickrolls you, and then I can tell in the comments who actually clicks on the things to read it because people will get like in arguments just over the title. I'm like, you didn't even read the article. They're like, yeah, I did. I'm like, really? Click on it.
Yeah.
And then immediately like their comments get deleted.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Rachel's Facebook is she'll post things that are like, leave a period and I'll tell you what Pokemon you'd have on your team. And she never does.
No, I don't.
Like, it's really funny to me
And
because then
no,
I
no,
go
no.
and do it.
'Cause
and
what's-
I'm going to be a huge asshole to
In
these
my
white
defense,
people.
I literally put, I'm not doing this. Tell me what Pokemon you think I would have.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Sometimes
I-
maybe.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm like in a rush, I'll just share
I have
it. But everyone
noticed
should
that,
know.
that Facebook apparently, because we have the gaming group now and we have the messenger group. Now I think I see every one of Rachel's posts.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
I share a lot.
and
She just goes
I
share,
know.
share.
I see all this stuff, and I'm like,
I may have blocked you. I don't
do
know.
I
That's
do I?
fine. Evan blocked me.
I'm like,
She's
do I,
removed
do
from
I,
my feed.
do I want to comment on this? And I'm just like,
Don't.
no, I don't.
It's not there for you to comment.
No, it's there for me to be mean to people that Rachel doesn't actually know.
Yep.
Because like I'm trying to be a better person on social media.
Why?
And actually,
Why?
Well, I have a lot of friends and family that are not in Mississippi anymore, where you know in our area, and I'm like, I should keep in contact with those people. I'll get on Facebook, and I get on Facebook, and I hate myself 5 minutes later. I'm like, why do I even read this shit?
I don't know why, man. If I don't see Dicejunkies mentioned, I literally just go skip.
Yeah, I my Facebook is literally just memes for me to send to my wife. Yep. Like I have legitimately, I keep Facebook only because it's like you said. I've got friends and family because you know, like
I will say that is the most amusing part of Rachel's post is 90% of them are just tagged to you and all these people.
Yes. Oh my god, I was gonna get there. There was one that I specifically remember that I only tagged Evan in, and it was like 3 words that would make me go on a date with you, and it's all these guys that are like, I don't even fucking remember, but I'm like, I clearly tagged my husband in this, like,
and
I wanted.
And what's funny is as soon as I saw it, like I got a little notification tag from my wife. I saw it, I was like, I ain't commenting on that.
Yeah, I know.
That was a terrible idea to post that to Facebook.
But you know,
I
Rachel.
can't even think of a non-vulgar 3-word answer. I don't know what that says about me, but like I have no non-messed up answers.
I think Evan eventually did comment, but it was like, you want food? No, you told me in person.
Yeah, like it really like it's, especially when it comes to like cosplay people and stuff. Of everyone we've met in cosplay, I genuinely like 2 people.
Well, you know this is a live
reaction because I know you know a lot of people, so they're going to be like,
"Hey, most people I've met in cosplay, I don't like you," and that's again, that's a kind of like a more on me than a lot of people because I know for a fact like I'm not a super easy person to be friends with because I don't want a lot of friends.
We've actually hung out with Evan for 5 minutes. We figured out he doesn't like anybody really.
But there's legitimately some guys that like.
Pretty sure he doesn't like
us. You can tell. You got that's not true. You are in the tolerate category. They especially like in the cosplay community, there's just dudes that I don't think they ever got past the first rejections in their lives.
You talk about guys, I'll back up on that. They're all
I was literally
not male cosplayers, but other people in the community around cosplayers.
And yes,
yeah, I was at
with
a con
the girls.
Evan was like literally right next to me, and some guy asked for my number. I'm like, bruh.
Like I'm clearly right here, but you got to deal with that. That's gonna happen. Yeah. But even like just the females and stuff too, it's so much like it's just drama. It's constant drama. It's constant outrage. Rachel and I are both the type of people that are just like, oh, is that drama? We'll be over there away from this.
I just always laugh at the number of cosplayers that apparently have had. That's why I like to do this question of what's your worst story. Because I admit the first time we met some cosplayers, it's amazing when you meet them and their attitude, you're just like, okay.
Wow, you think you're a lot better at this than you are, aren't you?
No, it's more of the like, they look at you like you're into them and we're like,
yeah, we're
just coming to talk to you because we're like a media. We're not into you. It's like, hey, how you doing? And they get the funny, but it's like us. We roll out. Then somebody comes back and they tell them like, those guys are pretty cool. They're not into you. And then they kind of warm up afterward. But we've got some cold furs. You know that we've got some cold shoulders. Where you're just like, hey, blah blah.
I can't blame them though for not.
Yeah, immediately being defensive. I get it. Like,
I mean, when you've been at a booth all day. Now, I mean, you're trying to sell your picks. You're trying to sell yourself.
So you started on that.
Yeah, you probably should be a little more social, but
personable.
I can also understand that exhaustion kicking in.
That's true.
I honestly think a lot of them, when you're talking in terms of things like that, I get it. Going to a con for some people is very exciting. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people, and you get kind of wrapped up in it. But as someone who's trying to do that, it's a business, and you're trying to run a business. And like, I don't know if you're listening, Ansel. I still love you, my alpaca buddy. One of the cons I went to with Rachel, I was kind of working the booth, and Rachel vanished. Like, she was gone.
I'm a people
the whole time.
I also just want to dress up as a character.
And people would come by and be like, "How much is this picture?" I'm like, "I don't know, just fucking take it. Like, I don't care. But like the other guy, like he was there with this other, like he was helping out this other cosplayer, and we were just kind of talking like, fuck are these bitches? Like, they've been gone all day. Like, are they trying to do this?
I will say though, Rachel is the opposite of most of what we met. When we met Rachel, we met Rachel at a con, and she was cosplaying, and we were like, "Holy crap, this girl is way too active. We got to get away from her."
Yeah, I'm a very sociable person. I talk a lot, but I'm also not anything against people that cosplay if this is your thing. I am not a thirst trap cosplayer. I just cosplay the characters that I love and I like either personally relate to or I think they're really cool, and I am not cool, so I want to be cool. So I just have a genuine
words have never come out
I
of
just
her mouth.
genuinely have a connection to the characters that I cosplay, which is why I don't really like cosplaying characters that I know nothing about. I haven't watched Naruto, but when I got dragged into like a Naruto group, I was like, I've got to at least watch clips of this character so I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I mean, you have a line of mom cosplay, so
yeah. It's like I love doing them all. Like I love all the characters that I do. So
there's like maybe in that for that the mom she does. There's like 5 panels of that mom existing in that.
But you know what? Because it has blown up so much, like the My Hero Academia cosplay community or like fan community refers to our mom content as like their headcanon. Like we are the canon moms because there's not a ton of mom content in the actual thing.
You say that it is the cringiest shit I've
to
ever
you,
seen in my
you have to
entire
understand that the My Hero Academia community is cringy.
It's so cringy.
Okay?
Oh, no.
Like Rachel was. I think they went to Target.
Yeah,
We always go to Target.
She
Mom's
was
in
watching
Target.
one of those. She was like watching some of her videos, and she seemed to be enjoying them. And I was just kind of. We were alone in bed, and I was like, I want to leave my house.
Evan, what you have
This
to
is
understand
so
is you are like a 35-year-old man.
34. Give me my year.
I'm rounding. You are not my target audience.
Well, not for cosplay.
Evan, you are not my target audience for that stuff. My target audience are like 15-year-olds. Yeah. Well, I'm not 15, but you know what I mean.
Oh,
Your target. See, she says she's not a thirst trap, but she's like, and I agree. She's not like someone who posts about, even though she would have the ability if she wanted to like do, I guess you'd call it like boudoir type stuff.
I don't want
She
those
just
kinds
doesn't
of fans.
want that like type of following, even though you could probably make money on it. It's
However you make your money. You know what I'm saying?
well, jobs like adults, but they it's more a thing of like she still has some pretty like cringy fans from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I've seen people have cringe fans and their cosplays are like really normal. Like it isn't what you're wearing. It does help. It's just there are creepy people.
What were you
out
wearing?
there?
I was dressed like Hinata from Naruto. You were
honestly,
asking for it.
I mean, it's not just about thirst either. I mean, look at some of the guy YouTubers and stuff, and how crazy their fans.
Female fans are like okay. We talk about guys being like
I'm
cringy.
talking about just general fans, male or female. Like, honestly, this has become our. I mean, this is a lot of today's society's Hollywood. This is social media has. I mean, there's a lot of people who got into the game that freaked out about how deep they got into the game. Because they weren't expecting the level of, being in the light and how much people wanna know you, and they're just like, man, I was just talking about video games on my stream, and now things are a little freaky.
Dude, I watch a guy named Smug. He plays Street Fighter 5. He's got his shirt on. He isn't shirtless. Normal looking brother. Got a flat top, kind of old school, but younger than me. Smug, like watch Street Fighter videos. He plays live, and some of the stuff that people say to him And I'm just like, he plays Street Fighter. Where are you guys getting this? Like, I want to eat your booty like meatloaf. Like, what the hell? And he just be sitting, but I like about it, he just sits there, just looks at it, and he just keeps rolling.
Well, and
but like he's trying to play Street Fighter, and people are being so creepy to him.
So
that's the type of attitude you have to have, though, if you're gonna be in the. It's you just gotta. You don't really let anything anybody says get to you.
So
you know?
Rachel was doing a stream with a friend of Dead by Daylight.
I was just about to bring up Daddy Ghostface.
This was definitely one of those times where I was like, I'll be sitting in the room when she's streaming. I'll like be building models or drinking whiskey. You know,
Evan
like
can't deal with the cringe
yeah,
that
cringe
I am
is
used
not
to.
my thing. And this dude comes in the stream with the name Daddy Ghostface. And for some reason, one of her friends, I won't name her name, I guess. I don't think she'd care, but she's playing Dead by Daylight with this friend, and she's streaming, and this girl, for some reason...
She is a Ghostface simp.
She loves Ghostface, and, like, I told Rachel afterwards, was like, I don't know that this guy that y'all were messing with understood that it was a joke.
But it doesn't matter. like, it doesn't affect us at all.
Yeah,
like,
until he shows up.
Look, I mean, we've had weird people come into our chat room, and I mean, we're not a lot of people in there.
Unfortunately, I am the target of the weirdness when they show up.
Ooh, black guy.
And luckily we got Blood Axe who quickly goes ahead and shows them the door, but
it don't take a lot to trigger Blood Axe, man.
Yeah.
He's on it.
But I mean, we just keep on going. We make a joke about it sometimes, and that's just how you got to be. Even the smallest creator is gonna have those weird.
I won't be at Target though, because I can insult anybody.
I will also utilize because I understand that the cosplay community is so intense, and they are so I will utilize some of that to my benefit. Like, someone commented on one of my Aurora TikToks that was like, wow, I didn't realize Aurora was Asian. I didn't give a fuck about that comment, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to post this. Everyone's going to go off on this one comment. It's going to boost the comments on this video, which is going to make it go viral. And it did. Evan is like, why do you care? I'm like, I don't.
Don't even get me started on those weirdos now. I mean, cosplay in general was never about race or skin or any of that.
Gender. If you want to go way
and now it's gotten so weird on that stuff.
But it gets so heated.
I have very good
as a woman.
And always have had very good con behavior.
Probably, yeah.
Because when I first started going to cons, there were no women that were not being paid to be there.
Well, yeah. Now that was me growing up at cons too. Is most of the women who were
booth girls.
Were models.
They were models put in costumes, and you if you talked to them weird, some big dude was going to drag you out back.
They were hired to be there because they were booth babes. Booth
babes. And now legitimately, there's some beautiful cosplayers out there, but they don't have security.
He's not.
Wasn't talking about you.
Well, I wasn't specifically talking about you, but I told you how much I liked your boobies last night. So,
all right,
it's true.
I know it's true.
To go full circle, going back to our statement, the funny thing about me, like I said, some of the reactions we got is that I'm a really weirdly old school principal guy. I'm 41. I'll call it out. Most cosplayers are children to me. So it's weird. It's funny to me when they look at me I'm like, you're a kid. I'm old enough to be your dad, man. I'm not looking at you like that.
The best way I can explain that is at the last con that we were doing stuff with officially for, not the con, but some other people there. And I'm going to do my best not to call anyone out specifically, but there was one of the con guests was a voice actor for one thing. That's the only thing anyone would know him for. So he's not even famous or cool. He's just this doofy fucking guy in his 50s, maybe even 60s. And he walks up to the group of girls and is very, very creepy. And a lot of times when it's an older guy coming up, they're going to say something weird or creepy. Rachel does some stuff with a company called Magically Perfect for princesses, and there's a lot of
know what story.
There's a lot of exactly. There's a lot of comments that get made where at some of these events, I'll stand by because I'm big and know how to look scary, so that if someone's being a little too much, I can just be like, hey, move on. But this guy was like literally there with his wife, but him and this other dude that they're like in their 50s, or granted, they're talking. Rachel's in her 20s, and there's a couple other girls in their 20s.
Most of the princesses are high schoolers.
High schoolers. They're teenagers. And there's these two dudes that are like dad age, and they're going like, yeah, I wonder if I can get them to come to my birthday party. And it's just like, dude, like you wonder why girls don't want having people in that age bracket around. It's because you guys are making these fucking gross ass comments that, you know what, if you want to make that comment, go for it, but do it where none of these people can hear you.
Yeah.
I just want to send them links to OnlyFans. Like, go here if you're looking for that. Like, there's people out there that'll call you daddy
but it's
on a live
like,
stream for as long as you want for the right price.
And it's very constant.
And they don't say it specifically to us, but they say it close enough and loud enough for us to specifically hear it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and especially
can you
since you have guys like you have guys especially that are such the opposite, which I will sing this man's praises from the tallest, highest mountain. Like Mick Foley walked through.
Mick Foley.
And Mick Foley walked through, saw the girls dressed as princesses, and in his very Mick Foley, like very sweet man voice, he goes, "You guys all look so great."
Yeah, and it's like
you just like walked on.
Women
it's just
can
like,
always
see,
tell when you are genuinely complimenting us and when you are being creepy.
Like that's so but that's how you should be as a grown man talking about teenagers.
Like
Mick Foley's my like white daddy. Like,
I love Mick Foley
he's like
so
the
much.
perfect like dad. I was like he was the best thing to happen to wrestling for years, man. Mick Foley was awesome.
I go on Mick Foley
awesome.
rant for days. I love Mick Foley.
Oh, yeah.
One of the cons that they were doing the princess thing. So, we were doing media, so I was like, oh well, my niece wanted to go to the con, so I was like, oh yeah, you come in with me, you'll be my camera girl. She's like, what? I think she's like, I'm a bad uncle. I don't know her age, so I'll be honest. She's somewhere between 7 and 12.
That is a very large range.
I don't have kids.
Turns out she's 4.
I don't know ages.
Like
anyway, she wanted to have a picture taken with the and it was like, so she goes up there and gets the picture taken, and the girls were really sweet, but there's like these adult men that are trying to talk to them while they're getting the picture taken with my niece, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, like,
yeah,
it's not that important for you. You're like,
this is not here for you.
It is. So Evan has one of like the best simple lines about talking to women, and it's like, how do I talk to women? It's like, talk to them like they're people. Like, it's not hard, and like it's so easy to like fuck that up because, like I said, women can tell when you are like
hitting on them versus just having a conversation.
And like, I will talk about my Supergirl story. Like, I hand embroidered my suit. It was one of like my first cosplays that I ever made. And like, Evan genuinely was like, you did really well on that symbol. I was like, thank you. It took me for fucking ever. And then, I wear it and go to the con, and there's a guy just staring at it, and he's like, I like your symbol. I'm like, yeah, you're just staring at my tits. Like, I can tell the difference between I'm actually admiring your handiwork and...
Well, Rachel, you remember like the fun stuff when y'all were doing the princesses, and me and Zito kept coming through and just shooing weirdos. Like, we could walk through and tell when somebody wasn't being to be there, and a couple times we walked through, and it would be somebody wanting to take pictures, and we would just kind of go...
Or there were a lot of dads that were like forcing their kids to take pictures with the princesses, and you could tell the girl is either like too old, or like it's a boy that like doesn't give a shit. Like no, you're just trying to take a picture of us, but you're looking for an excuse.
They're trying to get a high angle.
All right,
that's
guys,
a whole other conversation.
This has been an interesting episode of
Have us back.
Junkies.
We'll keep it very interesting.
Next time, let's talk about the election.
No.
That's going to be our viral video.
Our short low news episode ended up being an extended edition of Dicejunkies.
Let's keep it going. Keep it rolling. We'll do it live.
Let Bloodaxe close us out. I don't want to hear your voice. Bloodaxe, close us out. We've had enough Xeno.
Bloodaxe is not going to close us out because his Skype connection rarely allows for long conversation.
This is the least I've heard Q talk.
I've enjoyed it. This is the least I've ever heard Q talk.
It's because I talk a lot.
All right, guys. Look,
Me
thanks
too.
for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And, check out Ray Bay cosplay.
close enough.
RAEBAE cosplay.
Yeah, there you go.
Rachel Nelson.
And you can
She won't find me. Good luck spelling
you can,
either of those
you can
correctly.
comment on all of her stuff.
You can't find me. I don't want to talk to you. So.
Be sure to like and follow and all that good stuff on our YouTube. And we do this live every Sunday at 3:30 on Twitch. Sundays. So that's Central Standard Time. Check that out. Be sure to follow that as well. You can also go to Dicejunkies.com to find links to everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, YouTube. And all right. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Be sure to, if you're interested in Cyberpunk Red, we'll have that video out soon, and that will be up on our YouTube channel. Have a good one.
Bye.